In this video, we're going to talk about what's in my violin case. Here's my violin case. So let's see what treasures we have in here. Hi everyone, my name is Eric. I'm a violinist based in Massachusetts. I do a lot of music videos and how-to tutorials and also just share my life with you all. If you haven't done so already, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and also hit those bell notifications when new videos pop out. Today we're going to explore what's in my violin case. So there are a whole bunch of treasures we'll see. I haven't really cleaned my violin case in a while, so let's go ahead and see what's in there. Now let's open this thing up. First off, we have a violin. It's pretty standard. And we also have a bow. It's also pretty standard. So for those of you who may not know me, I do a lot of teaching. I also do a lot of performing, and I'm also a podcaster. But so we'll probably find a lot of teaching tools, such as finger tape by this company called Chart Pack. I don't know who names a company like that. It's really good for violin beginners to know where their fingers are. So there's that. Next up, got some rosin here. And this is just standard rosin. Actually, this is kind of a new cake here. So this is my rosin. And I try to rosin my bow in like a circle so that way I can get the maximum usage out of my rosin. So there's a quick tip there. By the way, I'm going to leave links in the description below with all the products that I use. And I am an affiliate for those links. And that's, if you're interested in any of these products, that's one way to help me out. No extra charge to you. Just want to be upfront about that. Next up, we have this, we have a practice mute. Practice mute is key if you live in an apartment building I'm if you are, annoying your neighbors, which happens sometimes, but use a practice mute. I usually keep a practice mute when I'm practicing, and it's good to dampen the sound. So here is what it sounds like. This is without the practice mute, and this is with the practice mute. So yeah, there's a big difference in sound. You won't annoy your neighbors as much if you're practicing and you're out of tune. Definitely don't want your neighbors to hear that bad practice. Next up is a shoulder rest, and I use Mach 1, and this is really old, like really old. I think I've had this for like 10 years, and you can see that that this is like moving to the side, and you see the wood. Many violinists might think that this is a problematic shoulder rest because you're not able to adjust it. You can only adjust the height on these handles here. From one, it works for me. So everyone has a different neck, everybody has a different body. So, but Mach 1 was introduced to me at an early age. My second violin teacher, or my third violin teacher, actually played on a Mach 1, and I've been wearing one since then. That's not true. I also use a Kuhn Bravo wooden violin shoulder rest, and I'll leave a description link in the description below. Next up, I have a chin rest wrench. This is what it looks like. It's very small, and even if you're an active teacher like me, you'll be using this. This is going to be like your lifesaver, because a lot of the time students have trouble with chin rests, so you want to adjust it with the height and the placement of the chin rest, especially if they buy one online and the chin rest isn't set up properly. This is one really cool tool that I use, and I keep it on me all the time. Next up, I have peg dope. And what is peg dope? I often use this peg dope, by the way. It kind of looks like lipstick, but it's not. I guarantee you it's not lipstick. You would use peg dope to help the pegs from slipping. So this will oftentimes happen like if the change in season. Right now, as of this video, we're transitioning into summer. So I may not use this as much, but during the winter time when it gets a lot drier, when the wood contracts and the pegs loosen up, I tend to use this as my best friend to reduce frustration in the practice room in terms of tuning stability. Now, what else do I have here? Oh, I have these little stickers to give my students stars when they complete a piece. And always these students work really hard for these stars, so I always keep a bunch of them. Let's see which colors are popular. Blue is the most popular one. So there we go. What else do I have here? I guess I have an extra, I guess I have an extra Kuhn shoulder rest thingy, handle, whatever this is. Actually, believe it or not, they sell individual ones. And as I mentioned before, I used to play on a Kuhn Bravo, which is a little bit more on the expensive side. It's like $55 or $60 and up, depending if you're a violist or violinist. You can actually buy these individually. Like if the rubber has worn off and it's not sticking on your instrument as well, you can buy a separate one. They also sell extra long ones, so if you have a long neck like me, you can use it, but very rare case. All right, let's see what's in the pocket of my violin. Oh, a Prokofiev Violin Sonata number 1. Funny story about this sonata. I performed this for my grad recital, and this was there was a funny moment in the fourth movement. I was playing with the pianist, dear friend of mine, and there was a moment where does it go? Yeah, it goes from 4/8 to 5/8 to 7/8, kind of sporadically around the fourth movement of the sonata. And there was a moment during my recital where we didn't line up, and there was like a moment of panic. And but luckily we got back together. So good for us. I also have some violin excerpts right here. I have Mendelssohn Italian Symphony, if you can see it right there. I like this one, but it's actually really difficult. Leave a comment down below if you want me to give a little video on what it takes to play this Mendelssohn Italian excerpt well. And just for reference, this is the first page from measures 1 to 110. Can be a little tricky because you're trying to get good intonation and good styling and all that stuff. So leave a comment down below if you want me to give a short video on that. What else do I have? I also have this piece that I was supposed to play recently, but because of the COVID-19 outbreak, we had to cancel the concerts. But this is Dan Visconti's Lonesome Rhodes. And I was supposed to play with dear colleagues of mine. This is Lonesome Rhodes. So it's a really cool piece. If you haven't checked Dan Visconti's music out, it's really awesome. I got to meet him around a year ago, and I was able to ask him, hey, do you have the music to this piece? I'd love to, get it from you, and I was able to send it along. So thanks, Dan. What else do I have? God, I have a lot of junk here. This is the amount of junk that I have in my case. What the heck? Ah, now this is my treasure here. So, little backstory on this first. I had a very bad lesson once in my youth, in my undergrad, in Boston, and I was just not playing anything in tune. Had terrible rhythm. There was a difficult piece. I can't remember what the piece was at the time, but I remember that my professor gave me this. And what this is, he wrote, I call this the contract. And this, I'll never forget to this day. I actually got to clean it up, and I should frame this because this has helped me throughout my career. It says here, he writes a little circle with a little eighth note. That was pretty cool. It says right hand, left hand, and intonation. There are 3 things that I need to focus on as a violinist as I continue my studies. So it says right hand, weight, pressure, bow speed, bow placement, and contact point. So those are the 3 bullet points in the right hand that I often teach to my students. The left hand, fingertip placement, fingertip weight, and vibrato. Those are the 3 things that I should focus on left hand. And leave a comment down if you want me to talk about any of those individual things. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. And lastly, intonation. Intonation is pretty self-explanatory. Scales, arpeggios, drones, all that good stuff. So yeah, I'll treasure this for the rest of my life, actually. And I was so inspired by it, I keep it in my violin case wherever I go, but I wanted to make an actual printed version out. And I call this the contract. Right hand, left hand, little quarter note here, and intonation above all, because we all need to be in tune, right? Yeah, we all need to be in tune. I guess it's just a bunch of receipts for documentation purposes like sound post adjustment, and some more receipts. So just a bunch of receipts that I keep a hold of for like tax season. If you know, musicians and tax season, you know, you got a lot of get some deductions. But you know, I'm not a tax person, so you know, talk to your tax professional about taxes. This is the last thing in my case. My student is just one of my students is just adorable, and she's a beginner. She's a Twinkle student for Suzuki book, and she loves violin, and she drew me this picture, and it's amazing, and I cherish this. I keep it in my violin case because it's a constant reminder of how you know, I'm trying to change these kids' lives through music, and it's, you know, really gives me a nice warm fuzzy feeling. Look at the shape of this violin. Hey, any luthiers who are watching, maybe we can try some new violin designs. You know, it's 21st century, we can try something new, right? Even electric or wooden violins. I'd be interested to try some of those out. Also very important, you need to keep an extra set of strings in your violin case. Never want to be in a situation, especially in an orchestra performance, where a string pops out and you don't have an extra string nearby, because that will get you in a lot of trouble. Make sure you have an extra full set of strings in your case, folks. Thanks for watching this small video on what's in my case. And if you haven't subscribed already, really encourage you to subscribe. It helps me a lot, it supports me a lot. So, and I would love to hear what you have to say in the comments. What products do you want me to review? Cases, other violin musical products, let me know. Write down in the comments section. Until next time, see ya.